Shin Lamed Gimel. Shin Lamed.
Okay, perfect. So let's see.
A second. Okay, I have Shin Lamed Gimel Sif Aleph in front of me. If you want, I could start now.
Okay, so we're gonna go inside, yeah?
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
the pastures, it should go faster than, than ever
Yeah,
because I hope so. I mean, I can't
yeah.
guarantee anything.
I don't know. Knowing us,
Paket, the more we know it, the
we
better,
could, yeah, right.
the longer it
We
takes
could, we
us.
could, we could end up deep in a Kitsay somewhere.
I know, I want to tell you something. I learned today, actually, I learned yesterday, Behogisa bo yom v'laylo
Yeah.
is not a tzivui. Yoshua ben Nun, it was a bracha, Behogisa bo yom that you should be able to sit down.
As those Kennen.
Those can, yeah, this is a Yerushalmi in Tanis.
Uh-huh.
That it's not a chiyuv. There's a machlokes, no, but according to one day in the Gemara, it's Taka Mizol, Taka Kennen sitzen und lernen. So
Mhm.
mamish, I thought to myself, I hope that one day I won't have to look at the clock and I'll be able to sit, I'm a very big believer that the Abisha filled a mensch avu et will gain.
Yeah,
Very, very much
100%.
so.
If you take the top if you take the top of the time you have now and put it to learning, he'll open up more time for you to learn.
I want to
If
tell
you
you
know,
something. It happened to me.
I bazai here, here's more time.
I want to tell you something. When I was 14 years old, I started learning Tanya in a Litvish yeshiva, not a modern Litvish yeshiva, but
Yeah.
it was the Ramim were not modern. The Melamdim
Right,
were
they were from
very,
the old school. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and so they weren't too happy, but they could do very little, because it wasn't like Lakewood,
Right.
that. So, I was from the better characters over there, from the more serious learners.
Mm.
So the modern kids and stuff, I was very serious. I wasn't modern. So anyway, there was a library there which you used to put records on and earphones, and they had the whole Nichoyach there. Who bought it? I don't know. But so in my afternoons after I did my homework, this was my instead of go play outside, I used to sit there and I got to know the Nigunim. In 2 years, I knew all the Nichoach Nigunim. So when I
Yeah.
came, I used to go Shabbos once in Yovel to Stamford Hill. I joined in the song. Everybody said, "How do you know the song so well?" I said, "Well, we have through records." That was the idea of Nichoach, to teach the Hamoinam.
Right. This listen, by me it was when I was when I was a little kid already. There was out we had
Sure.
in my bedroom always
Oh,
one of those little
sure.
like those
You
little
know
suitcase
something
record players.
unbelievable, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it was. So anyway, but I want to just bring out a point. And I bought the Tanya in English, and there were different things that I tried. Of course, it didn't come to what we have now, but I got there. I learned myself how to talk Yiddish perfectly and this and that. To the point that when I went to Yechidus to the Rebbe looked at my kvittel, at my tettel, and he looked up and says, Mistame mit dir will ich kennen reden of jargon. You know what that means or not?
Yeah, we're talking jargon and
Jargon is a
inside
Rush way.
language, like
Yeah, and the revenue full well.
in professional terms,
Yes,
scientific things.
yes, it's a old. Way of talking.
Yeah,
But he knew full well where I came from because
yeah,
I got many letters from the Rebbe before I came,
mhm,
and he knew full well, and he treated me like an Egener, you know.
yeah,
I, and then I began to see that if a person really wants to be somewhere. That's what I'm leading to. The
Yeah,
point I'm trying to.
yeah, 100%.
That's so. If we want to do this katsois mit nesivus mit dosians,
Then the Abishter he'll give us the time.
I'm convinced. I don't know
Yeah.
what the plans are, but I don't have to know because the Eibischer hat seine
No,
Wegen.
yeah, I no, I think not only not to, but to me this is the only way to learn properly. In other words,
Yeah.
you know what? So pick up a Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. What's the point? Not only that,
That's
not
that,
only
that,
that, Adrabah.
that's what you and me. The shidduch is good
Yeah,
because you and I like vergribbeln,
right, but
and we like
not just that, Adrabah. You could go through Mechaber Amah and
and
and you can end up with what nobody paskins by today because of later on something.
of
There's
course.
Magen Avram, there's the Alter Rebbe, whatever. The times something was
I'll tell
different.
you more. I'll tell
You
you
know,
more. There was a big Rosh Hashiva in Bnei Brak. He was not misnaged, but he was a big literature Rosh Hashiva in Bnei Brak of Ponovich. His name
yeah,
was Reb Shmuel Rozovsky.
It's
He wrote,
very famous.
sure, he's a tremendous. He put
Yeah,
beautiful books out there. He was wild in his chidushim, but he was mamish. And once one of his talmidim told me he should be Misad Kiddushin. So he wasn't a Rav. He was a Rosh Hashiva, a big Rosh Hashiva. He knew a lot Shulchan Aruch. It wasn't like an Amaretz. Listen to
right.
this. Reb Shmuel Wozner, who was a Rav, who paskent, was also invited, and they were both under the chuppah. I forgot what, but somebody told me that he did mamish what he says in Shulchan Aruch, not just Mechaber Ramo, but
Yeah,
steht Ishachantaz and whatever, and Shmuel says it mefitzach nicht so. He said, but we know what it says in Shulchan Aruch. He showed him a Gillian Marshaw, on Shulchan Aruch. He says.
yeah,
So from that point on, Shmuel Rozovsky said it was a gone nuts from this man. He wasn't like
right. But
he
listen,
was,
it's you know what it's like. It's like if you'll have a doctor who mostly focused in research. He may have even come up with new things in the science,
yes.
but it's different than a doctor who spends his day in this. In fact, even with everything, even with all the knowledge, it's still
It's a halacha
not a
lemaisa.
Rav. That's also to be a Talmud Chacham, but a Rav needs shimush and
Shimush, and there's certain things that we do.
experience and
They're hachros also. They're hachros achroinim.
yeah,
Because we really try to consolidate. Really, that's what halach is about.
right,
Nobody wants to say it's my way or the highway. That's not the way people, at least not the poskim. They try to do aliba de kulam. Even
right,
Chamavadi was mamish. That he was big on Elanuela Dibre Maran. Like
yeah,
moral there is wrong. Maran there
yeah,
is want to make everybody follow him. But I followed him a lot at one point in my life. It doesn't go always like modern. A famous case is that Maran says if you forget Hamelech HaMishpat, you should go and say another Shemona Esrei.
yeah.
He says it's chashash broch levaton. Hey, but he says like the Alter Rebbe.
Right.
He says
Listen, it's the same thing. Like people think that like we pass can always. Yeah, it's true. Mostly we pass by the Alter Rebbe, but there's cases where the Tzemach Tzedek dissented, and we follow the Tzemach Tzedek.
I'm going to tell you something.
Or later, or by the
I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. And I've told Lubavitch, and they said we had a Choshuva Rav in Crown Heights from Zalman Shimon Dvorkin. He was Mesadeh Kiddushin for me. And at the
yeah.
beginning, and he got sick. I gave him
Before that he used to live a few blocks away here in Pittsburgh.
He lived in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah,
He lived.
like five blocks from here.
A shoichet. No, he was a shoichet. It was Rosh
Yeah.
Hashanah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to this. Listen to what I'm going to say. And I just got married, and he told me that he paskins the oina beinin is lamed and lamed aleph yom. He says the Alter Rebbe is a yochid. I was shocked,
Right.
I told him,
We follow only Alter Rebbe.
no.
Right.
lechumre, not lekula.
Right.
And said, it says because it says the Chasam Sofer was really the one who put the Lamed Yoim, you know,
Yeah.
up front. You know what I'm saying?
Right. At the same time, you have to also know all the svaris, because sometimes when it comes to Shasad Chak, you'll have to know what do you have to rely on, if you have to, right? Or and especially nowadays, where a lot of times, Rabbanim, especially if they're shluchim somewhere,
Yeah,
you're dealing with people who are barely, they're just starting, they're barely struggling to keep the basics, and yeah,
basics. Yeah,
and so you have to also, so you have to know what you can rely on, if to go to, because sometimes it's a bit easier on you.
and I want to bring out a point over here that and they had tightness on him. This is not the only thing.
Yeah,
Motel Ashkenazi from Kfar Chabad was Ish Lahova against that.
yeah,
Only Alter Rebbe, he was like, but he said not. And but I can tell you that, for me, because Zalman Shimon was an older person, much older than him, and he conferred a lot with Moshe Feinstein.
yeah,
I was mishamish him because he was in the hospital. So I got when we took him back to Crown Heights, we passed Moshe because he was in NYU. I think he passed the FDR.
yeah.
And somebody said in the car, it said, "Das ist Moshe Feinstein's Freund dort." He says, "Yeah, every time I call him, he always picks up. When it's me, he always has time for me. I don't think it was for everybody like that, but for him." I said,
Right.
"Was
Well,
ist given him?"
it's impossible he would have had for, right.
So I asked him, "Was ist given sein Meile?" As is geworden. He said to me, "I'm a shunadik masmid. Moshe Feinstein, meshunadik." He said to me, they were both Russian. That they sort of like
Right.
they understood each other very, very well.
They're right. They're right. They're from the same stock, so to speak.
Yeah, not far from each other. And
Right.
besides, Zalman Shimon was not from a Lubavitcher family. He
Right.
told me his father not a Lubavitcher. He went to learn Lubavitch. Guess what? In Monsey, I see a whole bunch of Russians, from, but very
Wait,
evidently,
so he didn't come from Michal Dvarkin?
no relation
He's
at
a different, all
all.
different.
Different. He's
How old?
Mekon Barkin Lubavitcher. He wasn't.
Yeah, it was by the Ramarash. Yeah.
It's working in South Africa also, nothing to do with anybody. It's a common Russian name, believe it or not. I
Right.
once saw a bunch of Russian guys, like no beards, yarmulke, very from, but dressed in their, in a
Yeah.
very not yeshivish way. And they told me that there's Zalman Shimon Dvorkin's cousins.
Right.
My jaw dropped. Not because they weren't from, they were very from. She was wearing a tichel, but the Russian style,
Yeah. Yeah.
she wasn't wearing a tichel. She was covered Sneezdik and everything, but not yeshivish, very from, not
Yeah.
yeshivish.
It's like the, what's it called? It's the Rush, the by the Russian Yidden was
Yeah, yeah. And they told me where that, so I said, is that Lubavitch? It's English given for Lubavitch. He said, I know that. He said, I just wondered. He said, the Mishpach hat gehad Sheiches mit Chabad, because they
yeah,
said to me, because Chabad was very strong in Russia, he said to me.
right.
These are
Chabad
all the people.
was a lifeline for
For the
all of
Litvaks too. For
yeah,
the
for
Litvaks
everybody.
too. For everybody. Okay, let
Yeah.
me learn. Yeah,
Fine,
Hasoicher is a
Sif
point.
Aleph, yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seich is a
שיר
pair.
ל"ג, הסויכס הפועל ובו הפועל לחזור קודם שהסחיל אוי אחר כך. הסויכס הפועלים והיטו אס בלבייס. Yeah? אוי
Yeah,
בלבייס היטו אויסום.
right,
אין להם זה על זה אלו תרומס. או
right.
תרוימס.
Yeah. That payments,
Okay.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. So yeah, so the kids they one of them either he changes it, he tells them it's not they show up, because we say later if they show up is different. But he
Yeah.
tells them, "Up, you know what? I made a mistake. There's no work." Or
So,
I'll
so he
send
said.
it
So
to
he said
you.
that the only thing that
They
they
don't show
have
up.
are grievances one to another. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Garnishmer. Okay. Do you want to do Mechaber first? Do you want to do Ramah first? How do you want to do this?
Let's see. let's do let's do quick the Sma Aleph.
Okay. Okay. Elo tarumas zog this ma. Yeah. Loshen atur eizo mehen shebo lachzor hareshus biyodei. Shiyochel loimer habalabayis apoyel has gerat mecho b'mokem acher. והפועל יום לבעל הבית, זהו זכוי לך פועל אחר. אלא שיש על החויזר תרומס בשביל התוירך.
Yeah.
No, but then, so why does he have
Meaning,
tarumas? If I shoot beyond it, also the tarumas, the toirech is the pain in the neck.
right, yeah, he made a tircha. So, but at the same time, just be yodi. You don't have anything on him.
Right. וכסבתי בפרישה דמה שכוסו ברשות ביודו לאחזויר, משמע, דלת בי אפילו משום מחוסרי עמונה, הרשות ביודו, we're giving him an open door to do this. דספירה לי ולא יאמרו כן, אלא כשחוזר מדברו בדובר שאין בו תועלת. בן זוקטמן, אז בחוסרי עמונה, yeah, when he's choizer without a sibba, then you say,
you're right.
That's
in
what
the case by Reish Dalit over there, yeah.
Right. Tur umuram le'il, such of that, like the Tur and the Ramos said previously, right? The Gabi metaltelin.
Right. Well,
Because there's a sibba, there's a reason.
Right. The price changed. When I was speaking to you, the market was like this. Now the market changed. Well, so there's I don't want to pay the same thing. Meaning, our deal was under a certain assumption.
Right. Okay. So, weiter. So sagt aber בסוד בבייס משום אין צורך אוי שנמצא פועלים בזול יויסר, ולפי זה, החולקים שם, כמו שאומר מורם ז"ל, שיש חולקים בזה, yeah? And they say that even if you have a good reason, it's still mechusre amona. That's what, I remember we learned it, right?
Right.
Cholkim gam kan.
Right, so they would all here also is
even if you have a good reason over here.
Right, you don't have a monetary claim, but he's a mechusar amona.
ומה שכוסף אין להם אלא תרומס, לא תלויים לפוקי תביאס מומוין.
Right, so wait a second. If you're saying he's a mechusar amona, you're saying he's a mechusar amona, so what are you telling me? There's ain't all of the terum.
We're talking about
talking about that aspect of it.
That aspect. אבל מחוץ למונו גם כן נינהו. והוא דאין להם תביאס מומן זה על זה. יסבור בסעיף שרח, what does he say over here? אבל מחוץ למונו גם כן נינהו. How do we learn?
Meaning, so there's no tvias moment, but mechusri amona gam ken he is that he is. Meaning that on the one hand, there's no
according to the
moment, but also there is mechusri amona.
Right, according to the ones that say that you have chusri amona, that you mechusri amona, you can't.
When it's even by a reason.
Right, but tvias moment nish mechusri amona yo. And the other one says nothing. The Tur and Muram hold that you don't have not Bechutz Ramona and not Vies Moment.
And if
second one says you don't have.
If I recall right, there in Reish Dalid, if I recall right, the Alter Rebbe holds he paskins like the Tur.
Oh, really?
He paskins like the Tur. He's not Bechutz Ramona, but then he goes on. It says if he has a reason, he's not a Bechutz Ramona. But then he goes on to like Bavarn that im kol zeh, even though takel halacha, it's he's not a mechusar amona, but a person should be very, very careful in the most that he can to keep his word because yeah.
I mean, he doesn't go with
halacha one way, but then he goes and
it doesn't go good.
It says don't take this lightly to go back on your word, even if you have a reason. You should do
I guess the spirit of Hasidus, to an extent, has a lot to do with it. I think, the
Yeah.
Alter Rebbe's the whole thing
I
of
yeah, yeah, yeah. It jives like they say.
yeah, even you'll say, well, he passed into Shulchan Aruch, Bishas, and Poskim. Yeah, but at the end of the day, there was a in Washington Heights years ago. There's a big misnagdisher of there. His name was Reb Shimon Schwab.
Yeah, I heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a book on tefillah, and he said you should bank sich Mashiach and don't make a big gelech out of it like some people do. He was talking about us. So he didn't like
Yeah.
Lubavitch. So I I talked to his nephew. He said, my uncle wasn't a big lover of Lubavitch, but you know something? He was the head of the Yekische Shrita. He had Lubavitch's shechting. I said, oh really? How does that work? He said, what can I do? They're the best shechtim. They stellen sich the best chalif. The bigger Yeshamayim, he said, I'm so mad at them because I don't like this whole business with Mitzrayim. They're part of that.
Right.
But the
Listen,
Yeshamayim,
that was a very shocking thing when that came out to people. It was unheard of.
tell me about it. Even the modern people made fun of us.
It was completely unheard of.
The
And it's
modern
funny. It's funny now it's already become like, you have all these all these other places. But back when the Rebbe came out with these things, it was
there was
unheard of.
only one person who did it other than the Rebbe. I got to give him credit, and he was a friend of the Rebbe, Avigdor Miller.
Yeah. Yeah, we had his nephew was a Rav here and
I don't know what he was like, but his
for
his
many years.
he was good with Lubavitch. The Seder was good with, well, his
Yeah.
uncle
Yeah.
was good. But somebody once, he was once saying how a person has to be a person has to always live in a town where there's from a Yidden. You shouldn't go to Prague. Someone said, how come Lubavitch Shluchim go to Huppetzville? I said, we get right from Lubavitch Chassidim. The Rebbe has him on a fishing line. He says, when he sees
And,
any,
and you know what? And you know
he
what? He was
brings them
right.
back.
And he was right.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Who,
You're right.
who goes to a place without, and you start to see the people by Zay was tuning Kiru. A lot of them are not so from. They blunder in many things. I mean, even they're from, but they do things not because they don't have enough.
But the truth is also for the most part, they do their kirv around major cities where there's some kind of kahila. How often they go in middle Wyoming, something like that. It's not as
They only
common.
go with a koilel. They mobilize 10 people.
Either
They
with a
send
koil
koilel.
or they work or
Yeah,
near a big kahila. They work with people who are not from by big kahila usually.
yeah, you're right. Okay. Lass mich gehen
Fine.
weiter. Wo denn die wir es Moment selbst, ist bald besief schachre ze de hainu davka kishlo gorem achoizer has leider. Let's talk about when there was no the one gorem what do Einstrom any when they didn't cause each other anything.
Right,
Okay.
because then it's not
That's
only that Omissi has now you have Mamisha at this at that point.
now that's a taina.
Yeah,
And I
now
don't
it's
know, I don't know at this point whether we should talk about it, but this kind of the garam, this is a garmi, no? This is the garmi that we spoke about yesterday.
well, so yeah, so if he caused the hezek, he's talking about, yeah, he caused the as a garmiya hezek, yeah.
Yeah, because if it's grama, that's also not a
Yeah,
taina. Yes,
you're right. I
garmi.
mean, it's right.
Okay, you want to do
Yeah,
a shot
garmi, you're
now?
liable.
Yeah. We do,
So we can look at but I think we can go. Let me
yeah.
see what's I guess we can go through this shach, but which is a very interesting and very, what do you call it? But we should try not to get stuck for too many hours on it.
Yeah, no, I'll try to do
Yeah, I mean, but the truth is, I
we
think we
know
can
it.
go faster because we already broke our head on this
Right, right.
before.
אלא תרומה שיוכל בעל הבית לא ימל הפועל, הסקר עצמך במוקם אחר, וגם הפועל אומר לבעל הבית, צאו זכו לכל פועל אחר. אלא שיש על החויזר תרומס בשביל התורך ארכן לשוינוי. Yeah?
Yeah, actually, yeah, the tour. So that's
ארכן
the
לא
tour
שנטור.
story.
והוא מדברי הראש, ומשמע מלשון, who's his father, by the way, דמשמע מלשוינום, שכוספו בשביל התורך. the mishum shinui daitem leka. There's no how do you say changing
Meaning,
your
meaning,
mind.
meaning that you like you flustered my plans, basically.
Yeah.
That now I have to what's it's a whole
You change you mess up my plans, right?
yeah.
The Apple gab de il simen shinu dalef, sivov, gabe sfina kosova rosh, vehatur vamechaber de yesh olov tarumas mishum shinu daitom, right? Even though that gabe the case of the sfina, right? Remember the case over there?
Yeah. Yeah, that he's going and
He tells the guy
he says I'm not going to continue the thing.
yeah,
And now the
that
guy has to refigure out the whole he has to
yeah.
replan the whole ASIC.
So over there he's chayev, right? Vatur gabe the yesh olov tarumas mishum shinu daitom the ish acher, shiny hosom. The kiven sheporko bechatzi haderech var hirgirat mo chatzi haderech ma she'en genocho shechoizer miyad. So over there it's much worse
Right.
because he's in the middle of a trip.
Right. He's already settled. He in other words, I already have everything figured out. Baruch Hashem, I found the thing. I'm right.
And he's in the middle of a thing. He's
It's
in the
like
middle of
it's like nowadays it's the equivalent. You have a connecting flight, and then when you get to the connecting flight, they tell you that the second leg of the flight was canceled. If it was canceled when I'm at home, I
I
didn't
could
fly
have
it.
maybe not, I would have
One
not taken
thing,
the trip.
I'll go
Yeah.
back home. I'll try to figure out another. What's it called here? I'm Bechatzi Derech. I'm in the middle of Yehupitzville, and now I have to refigure the rest of the trip.
In the case of the trip over there, he could have a tiny mamonis. He could have a tiny
It's not so much.
finance.
It's not so much a question of the taina. It's that the reasoning he gives there.
That
No.
is
There
what,
it's also there it's also taremis,
but no money.
right? But over there, the reason he gives is not teirach. The reason he gives is because of shinui daitom. So he's saying, why don't you give the same reasoning here? Give the reasoning of shinui daitem. So he says, no, that doesn't apply here because shinui daitem is there
Yeah.
because bechatzia derech he stopped it on him.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
David delesem zu der gab es findet koso roja tur mechabe de ish all of tarum mishum shinu daitom de ish acher shiny hosom de kimen she porko bechatzi haderech kvar hirgil atzmo chatzi haderech ma shein kin hocho she khoize miyad ולפי זה, היכו דאין כאן תרחה, כגון שמוצאים בעל הבית אחר להזכיר את עצמון, אין להם עליו אפילו תרומס, וכן
Right.
כוסף
Since here it's only because of teirach.
yeah.
So if he eliminates the tircha, there's not even tarumis. Meaning, he comes. He what's it called? The balabas calls him in the morning, rings him up, and says, "Listen, yesterday we said I'm gonna hire you today for 8 hours, $20 an hour, and you're gonna stock the shelves in my store."
Yeah.
Right? It has to be. He's telling him before because if he showed up there, it's already a whole different story, right? So fine. It's the guy said, what's it called? Now it's gonna be a tircha. I have to find another job. The balabas says, no, don't worry.
Right.
I just spoke to my neighbor. He's in the next store, and he needs stocking done. And he said he'll take you for 8 hours for the same $20 an hour, same 8 hours. So when you show up, instead of coming to my store, go next door. I already set it all up with my neighbor, the balabas next door.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. So you don't even have to taromis on him. Because why? Because now there's no tircha. He removed the tircha from you. So in such a case, when the balabas is already, what's the tircha? The tircha is that the worker now has to find another job. If the balabas already found another job for him, then there's no tircha, and then there's not even taromis.
Right.
Now, the nafka kamina, I have no idea.
I'll tell you one thing. No, because I'll tell you why. Of course, it's enough because of the reason. Because the solution to these problems are different. Because if it flustered your plans, and somehow you're able to navigate it, to fix it up
Fine,
by
but halach lenafkemine. What's the difference, tarumas or not tarumas?
afilu tarumas echt nicht.
So if we're saying not according, and remember this is according to the Torah, especially where it should be yodei,
Yeah,
right?
there's no,
If we're
there's no,
talking about the other opinion, I get it, because according to the other opinion, it wouldn't just be the difference between tarumes; it would be the difference between a mechusar amona or not.
that's the thing. That's what
That would
Chusar
make a difference. Yeah, but here we're talking lefiatur. But I guess even so, even though the shus biyodei, and even though he's not mechusar amona, but there's a, like the Alter Rebbe, like where there's a finer level of it where I'm going above and beyond, and I'm being a complete mensch, and because I don't want the person, I'm Amid B'dibure. That's who I am. I'm a person who's Amid B'dibure. This I
Can I
didn't
tell you?
have the
Can I
job,
tell you?
so I made sure I went and put the tircha on myself.
Can I tell you
Instead, you should
something?
have the tircha. I took
Yeah,
the tircha.
of course, yeah. But you can tell you something. I wonder if a person who says no, in if you cash in on that, then in you're a kind of maneuver b'shus.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
You have the shus
Right,
on your
meaning
side.
Rishus B'yadei, and you're not even a Mechusar Amana. But just because you're not a Mechusar Amana is already a major deal.
That's a
This is
major
a guy
deal.
who's not Mechusar. Here, I'm not a cheat. I'm not a cheat, but at the same time, I caused a hassle on my fellow. I didn't
Let
do
me
an
let
Aveda,
me
but it's not the ultimate menschlich thing to do.
I mean, Hasidic Yid.
Right, this is not the right. This is not. It's not. It's not the
It's not the ideal. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
100%.
If
Right.
you're
So
so
here he's
yeah,
saying if he took the tircha and found it, now it's mamish nothing. You're mamish. You're an emet b'dibure. You're 100%.
yeah, you don't have a clean slate if you have tarumas.
Right. You have to.
You know,
The bottom line is you have tarumas
somebody
on you.
a yid has a time on you. You can't do
Like
anything
right.
else.
A yid is a tine on you. You want to tell me this is okay? Fine. You did do an aveda. You're not even a mechus. You're not even a cheat.
A tzadik al pitanya kennst du nicht sein und afilo beinen nicht nicht.
Yeah. And Arasha Tevla questionable.
Questionable. It's questionable. No, seriously, a person who tells you that I'm makpid on eating from a bag on Pesach, right? The matzah, and do all the chumras. This is not in the spirit of that. A person to say that in the tarumas, I'm
Right,
clean,
and
I'm happy.
even more. Ben Adam Lachaveda is that's that you want to be machmir somewhere.
Be there. Yeah. Okay, weiter. I think we that answers it.
Yeah. He's and it's funny because it also answers what like what is he stam bringing up some abstract. No, I think he's bringing it up to make that point.
Very 100%. And I would like to see the Alter Rebbe himself. It's Shinam Gimel, the Alter Rebbe
It's
Shulchan Aruch, or
no,
what?
it's in I believe it by Reish Dalit, he said it, I think.
Where?
By Reish Dalit, I think it was.
Reish Dalet?
I think so.
Let me write this down because I would very much. Ayin.
It's where it's talking about Mechus Ramana by Mekach Memker. So I think it's Reish Dalit.
Ayin Shulchan Aruch Admor Azoken Simon. Well, Choshen Mishpat, right?
Yeah, it's
Simon Reish Dalet.
yeah.
If you hear otherwise, let me know. You know.
Yeah.
Darum, Hainu, Davke, Balabas ala Poel Mishum. Okay, let's continue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So v'chein kosav animuk
Aber
Yosef.
begin kurz an Muke Yosef, Pereka Umnen, Gabe de Zol Abidito, Bechoizer Balabais Bishum Achroinim Beshem Aramban Bezel Shoninami, Martinu Leukme, כשחוזר בו בעל הבית, אפילו לאחר שהתחילו במלאכו, ולא יחזורס הקבלונים. What does that mean?
1 second.
כגון שמוצאים הקבלון מלוכה אחרת, שמוצאים הקבלון מלוכה אחרת, שיכולים להסתכל בו, גם בהסורך את הספינה,
אפילו לאחר שהתחילו מלאכה, ולא יחזור את הקבלונים,
לגוירה אין לך אלא אפילו תרומס,
לגבי
אלא
סיכס.
בשום שינוי דס, הבעל
Gura
הבית.
ein like Allah afilu Torah. Meaning that over that meaning that even that the Mukyesa brings that even not just before the work started, even in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day, if the Balabas says, you know what, I thought I had 8 hours, but I only have 4 hours. Wait a second, that's worse. They started already. But if he says, but I have work for you next door, he's fine. He's fine, and they don't have even tarumas, even though they started the work already.
He doesn't have tarumas in such a case?
No, not even right, and that's when they started the work already. Where
so he's saying
there's
there's
a much
the
more
case
stringent case.
where they're saying there's a case where he's able to. There's a case where they started work already, and it could be the eno tarumas.
Right, that even though that's a much more stringent case.
And not what? And not bechusre amona.
Well, in that case, it's not even Mechusra Amon. In the case where they showed up from work, he would have had to pay them like a pale bottle for the rest of the day if he ran out of work.
But what is he saying that he doesn't even have? He doesn't even have.
But if he let's say he only has the 4 hours, but he arranges with the next door guy to give him the other 4 hours. He's good. He arranged for them other work.
So they even tarumas he doesn't have then.
And there's right, and even in such a case,
I'm saying
the mamish showed up, the mamish worked half the day. It's a much more stringent case. But if he set them up with another balabas, and he took the tircha out of it,
yeah,
they don't have tarumas even over there.
Okay. So did he absolve himself completely? Give him to another balabas?
No, wait a second. Oh, he's saying, but even by the Sfina, by the case the Sfina even. But that's that which is. I'll tell you what he's bringing something that's because what did we say before? He's bringing a different reason now. He wants to bring another reason why by the Sfina.
It's not just shinudas.
By the Sfina, it's shinudas, and here it's tircha. So he says that over that if he finds, so the Numuki Yosef says that if he finds, even by the Sfina, if he finds him another what do you call it? Another traveler. He finds him a different traveler.
Yeah. You mean a different transportation?
Meaning he gets off at half the way.
And he finds a different transportation.
The guy says, "What do you mean you're getting off half the way?" He goes, "No, don't worry. I just have a guy in the dock. He's gonna almost like he's subletting the second half. He's gonna take over the rest of the trip to where you were going. So all the provisions, how you planned it, v'chulu, no problem."
So the first balasfina is telling the traveler to please get off my boat and go to the other guy's boat, and everything is going to be good for you.
Well, the traveler is saying, "I'm leaving in middle. I decided I'm staying here in Lisbon. I'm not continuing Tarit Yisrael."
Oh yeah. So then what?
Right? Okay, so but the balasfina already made he charted out the whole journey and v'chulu, everything.
Yeah,
and he was already settled in this journey.
Yeah.
And now you're what's it called? Now he has to go find another guy. So according to the Mukhi Yosef, if he
Another
finds another
passenger.
guy, he doesn't have terumis. So why is that a problem?
Passenger. You're talking about another passenger, right?
Yes, he finds him another passenger to take his place.
He finds
Right?
a new passenger or what?
Yeah, he finds another passenger to take over the other half of the journey.
So what's the problem?
The problem is that before we said that kvar hirgel atzmei chatzi haderech. I thought that was the reason. So if it's hirgel atzmei, he got used to the company and the people and the what's it called v'chulu. He already got used to it. So what do you mean? So who cares? Who cares? He finds another person. It doesn't hold according to that
I understood wrong then before. The Sfina, I thought that the Bala Sfina threw the guy off.
It seems from here it's the other way around. Yeah, sheparka b'chatzi derech. He jumped off in half the way. Yeah, it's the traveler who quits.
Okay.
Okay, so
the traveler got off the way.
Yeah, so now it's a much bigger tircha because the captain already he already had everything worked out. He planned everything already, and he's already in the middle of the trip. Now I have to go and figure out another traveler. So, but over there, right? We said because that hirgil imayichat yaderech. So here, what does it make a difference if he finds him another person? It's still hirgil imayichat yaderech.
Isn't that Shinu Das?
So that's Shinu Das, yeah. So who cares that he found him another person? It still should be Shinu Das,
right,
according to that.
Yeah.
So what the Mukhi Yosef says is it doesn't line up.
Right.
Right? So he's going to say Venira shahu mefari Shinu daitam gabisvina kepirush Rashi. Right? The loy shayich ra gabisvina. Shinu Das is a term that's only used by boat.
That what the Hilgid Atzmoy?
So there's two.
That Hilgid Atzmoy is
no, not Hilgil Atzmai. He wipes out the Hilgil Atzmai. By the Rosh, the Rosh has by the Rosh it's because Hilgil Atzmai, and that's why so that's the reason that there it's called Shini Das, and here it's called Tircha. Because here because there it was Hirgil Atzmai Chetzi Derech, and therefore it's Shini Das. Rashi holds different. Rashi holds no. Shini Das is a technical term that's only used by boats. It has nothing to do with the actual situation. So he says, so it must be, so we can say that the Nemuki Yosef must hold like Rashi. And that's why the Nemuki Yosef holds that if he found another traveler, ain't all of afilu tarumis. Whereas the Rosh would hold that still Yeshol of Tarumis. He doesn't have a monetary claim. After all, he found another guy.
But Tarumis
he still has Tarumis. He still has. So according to Rosh, he would have Tarumis in such a case. According to
the case of what? In the case of what?
In the case of this fina, where Parka Chatiyadera.
Parka, okay.
Right, again, he jumps ship. He jumped ship at a port halfway.
Yeah, you understand that. Rashi says that Yeshua Tarumus or not?
Rashi just says that this thing is only shaykh by Sfina.
What Shinu Das?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he holds it's a what do you call it? He holds it's a term that's reserved for Sfina. Meaning he holds almost like it's a scientific term. That's only in the case of Sfina.
Yeah, but what does it actually mean, Shinu Das? by Sfina.
Means like you flustered him.
And that's only shaykh only by a boat?
Meaning by according to who?
Rashi.
According to Rashi, yeah, it's a term that's used by a boat and it's not used by other things.
So you flustered him. Asher al came, then what? That's tarumas?
So that's why he has tarumis.
Okay, yes.
Whereas here, meaning the whole thing is trying to figure out is why over there you say it's because of Shinui Das that he has tarumis, and here you say it's because of tircha.
Right. Okay, so because that's a term. Okay, and according to the Rosh.
So according to the Rosh, so you have to say so you have to say there's a difference between that case and this case, right?
Rosh is not Rashi, right?
No.
Rosh
so,
is
so basically you have to say there's a difference between that case and that case.
Yeah, that what?
So what's the difference? So the difference is going to be according to the Rosh. According to the Rosh, the difference is that there you have you have hirgelatz meichatz derech, and that's why there it's different. And that's why there the shini das.
And here not.
And here you don't have a hirgelatz meichatz derech. He didn't start working yet.
Fine.
Right.
Okay.
Now the Nemuki Yosef, on the other hand, he holds that even if they started working,
if he has somewhere else to,
if the balabas set him up with another job, ain't all of afilu tarumis.
Why hirgilis atzmai?
No, he does. So right, you would say right. So clearly the Nemuki Yosef doesn't hold hirgilis atzmai.
Right.
And furthermore, he even says Gabi Sfina. And he says, like by the Sfina, that Parka Chetzi Haderech, same thing. The Nemuki Yosef says that by Parka Chetzi Haderech, if he finds him another traveler, also ain't afilu tarumis. Wait a second, that doesn't fit with what the Rosh. So you can't say that he holds Hirgili Mai Chetzi Haderech.
Right. And that would be like Rashi then, right?
The Shach says, he holds different. He doesn't hold that
Hirgilis atzmai.
Right. He doesn't hold by Hirgilas Mai. He holds that the reason we say by Sfina, Shinui Das, it's because it's a technical term. It's like we say port and starboard instead of right and left.
Yeah.
But really, there's no difference.
Fine.
Yeah. So that's how he explains. Inami, he brings another possible way we can find and fit the Nemuki Yosef.
Inami Nemuki Yosef Maidi b'shaloi hurgal imohem adayin by the worker.
He jumped ship after a day. He didn't jump ship, after, or whether the worker or the ship. He didn't jump ship. It was a day later. So therefore,
yeah, I was going to ask you: is this talking about the poil or the sfina? Inami.
I mean, you could say by either.
Okay, לפי זה צריך לומר, הוד דאיסא בש"ס, פרק האומנן דף עין וו עמוד בייס, אבל אם יש פועל לזכור, ואומר לא בצאו זכור, אין לו עליהם אלא תרומס, היינו דווקא בעל הבייס על הפועלים משום דין דרך בעל הבייס לטרוח ולזכור פועלים אחרים, אף שמויצא לזכור. But usually the poilim come running to him. Right. He doesn't usually have to run after poilim. I think that's what it means.
Right. That's the usual way. Is right. Exactly.
אבל אם פועלים מויצים בלבייס אחר להסתכל, אין להם עולב אפילו תרומס. אפילו
Right. So he's saying, no, the tarumis only goes one way. It's only the balaboska has on them taromis, but the payal doesn't if he found other work because it's a normal thing by workers to jump from job to job.
על
For a
מה
balabas to
שכוסו,
find something, it's more unusual.
ומה שכוסו, הלוך ההי, פרק טס בסחירס, או הרב המגיד, או...
Now, Shkoso, yeah, I think I have let's see. Yeah, I think I have a magid, but it says B'Shem Ramban.
Yeah, בשם הרמב"ן והרשב"א, אם היו מוצאים להסתכל, אין להם עולו אלו תרומס, שהרי הוא אומר צאו והזכירו עצמכם כולה, וכך עושה מחבר בסיב בייס, משמע תרומס מי האיקו לפועלים על הבעל הבייס.
Like in the Muki Yosef, so it's mashma that the Mechaber doesn't hold by the Muki Yosef, and he holds that Tarumis goes both ways, not only one way.
וכן משמע מה שכוסף הראש, שהרי הוא אומר צאו והזכירו עצמכם. כך כוסף מחבר זה בדמה של תרומס מי האיקו לפועלים על הבעל, ולא כאלה, וכן משמע שכוסף הראש, טור ובירוחם, ותויסוס מordechai והאגודו, דהוכו אורחת מילסה, כתוני.
Right, when they were talking about Balabas, it's just because that's the usual way it happens. But who had dinim halachim meitzin lishtaker, right? Ain't no hen elo tarumis, but tarumis they have.
Why is that? They found somebody else.
Because they don't hold like this Ramban and what he called. According to Ramban and the Rashba, if the workers found somebody else, they don't have to tarumis.
That's a derech.
According to all these,
because he says that's a derech.
Right. Right. According to him, according to all of these, no, it's still a tircha. You still call them a tircha, and he has taromis.
It calls them the workers a tircha, right?
Yeah.
If he's at the forgave them, the motzin leistak and come torach mio ikka.
Right. There's still tircha.
And that's why yesh lem tarumas.
Yeah.
מקומוקוים תורכים מאיקה. וכן כל זאת זה לשון מקומוקוים יש לו תרומס
Taisha says straight up, Mamish, he doesn't mince words.
לא ימצאו אלו על ידי תורך. They're only going to find only
right,
with great
it's a bother to find.
It's a big effort and through much effort. And that they didn't bargain for that. קושלי על זה. dem kein mai porich beshas gab es vino ideko mishkach da goira mai ist le tarumas vei de loy kom mishkach la guro kulo agroboy le shlume not only how do you call
now
it?
he has tarumas, he has to pay the whole thing.
Not only yes this Yosef bottle. You have to pay the whole lot.
Yeah, because the captain bought what do you call it? He bought stuff, and now he's not going to have what he calls. So you have to at least pay him, right? Like a pill bottle, yeah.
Right,
he didn't differentiate there.
Yeah, we hebben een משכח אלו על ידי תורך, ויש את יעש בדרך, וצריך, אוקיי, עיון. ומכל מקום נראה דהיכה דמויצן להסתכל בלוי תורך מוידם, הפויסקים מסכום, לנוידה ביהודה, לא, נפוקי יוסף, שאין להם אפילו תרומס.
Right, if Mamashi found, like he said, listen, I'm leaving, but I have a guy right here. He's no tircha. Because the payal there was no tircha, right? Just like the balabas who says, listen, I don't have work, but I already arranged with the guy next door. You're gonna go do the same thing for him. You're gonna go to fine. There's zero tircha. So then why would you have tarumis?
נפקמינה במה שיש תרומס, והנה אם קוצץ פעם שנייה כדי להעיר. What, if he backed out the second time?
I don't know. Shouldn't have base if you could have base and shun.
We did that, no? Shin
Yeah,
Lamed Beis?
we looked in it. Let me see. Shinam base what? What are you saying? Shinam base.
Shin Lamed Beis. 1 second.
Oh, it's right here at the end.
Sikot and Chav Beis.
So it's right on the end over here.
In the Mechaber, he means?
Yeah, so no, it's on. I guess by in by his own thing. He's
Yeah,
referring
by
to
Shach.
himself.
Okay, Chav Beis. Chav Beis. Oh, it's 1 page behind.
Yeah,
לא
I
יוכל
was
לעשות
I was going flipping pages and flipping
פועלים
pages.
תחילו, ובאות לו סחירוס, אלא שמנקה להם, כדי לקוון לזה, ואחר כך נמלכו ורוצים לגמור המלוכו, וחוזר בבעל הבית, ואומר פירוש, אין נויס לכם אלו סך פלויני פייסוהו, מוטל מימר עדיין תנאי זה עבדס. הכינו בנימוקי יוסף. He didn't want to pay them a cent. They were Matthias him. And they said, so, you know what? I'll pay you the rest, but you have to work on my terms now.
Right,
Yeah,
that's in the Nemuki Yosef there.
yeah.
Fine, we're by the Ramah.
למה לא? ויש אומרים, דאים מושך, בעל הבית כלי אומנוס, שאויס בהם מלאכו, אין הבעל הבית יוכל להחזיר בי, ולא הפועל אם הוא קבלון, אבל אם הוא שכיר יום, יוכל להחזיר כשמסבויר, because of the reason that
Right, it's
about
gonna
him.
come up later. Yeah,
Yeah, remember?
exactly.
And what else?
Me or Yochel Akiv Kliyum Nasiv
but who
Because
can
the guy can leave. The guy can leave, but he can hold on to his tools and hire others to do it with his tools.
By the soicher.
Yeah, meaning you can leave. You can leave because avodim loy.
Right. באמת דברים אומרים שלא יהולכו, אבל הולכו החמרים ולמוצאו הפועלים למצוא צודק כשלאחו איש ישראל בדסקוס הסודה ומצאו שישמאל למים אם ביקר בעל
Right, so
הבוס.
then it's going to depend. So now they already went. We know that going is like ascholas malacha.
אין להם כלום. ומה ביודו לעשות? ואם לא ביקר נויסן להם סחורון כפועל בוטל.
Right, so it's all going to depend if he was negligent or not. Then
אפילו ששומעים שהזכיר עצם מלאכה זו וכן אומר שהזכיר מומר להובי.
why? Because essentially it's like onas.
Yeah.
What was he supposed? Yeah, I checked it. It was everything was lined up. Now what am I supposed to do with?
Do you remember that we learned something that if it's a usual thing that things happen?
So that's gonna be different. If he knows that it's a usual thing to happen and they don't know it's a usual thing to happen, that it's still going to be negligence because he should have told them that by the way it's a usual thing for this to happen, and if this will happen there won't be work. But here we're talking about a case where the balabas himself was blindsided by it.
Right.
We're not talking in a case that he knew that this was that this could, or alternatively you could say it's in a case where they both knew, but yeah, but this case is the balabas himself was blindsided.
So then, okay, weiter. Pirush schon schöne Däume habol ton lavoy reikon va'is melocha bottle. The reason why you shuts up like Paul bottle is because the mice they're not doing any work.
Yeah. Right. In other words, it's saying, listen, if I'm going to tell you, listen, I have you coming
But
for
it
8
did come.
hours. It's
It
gonna
did
be
come.
it's gonna be $20 an hour, and you're gonna schlep, right? To schlep stuff. I have another job open that's just a security guard. You sit there and watch. How much money would somebody take for that job instead of the schlepping job? Right? Like we know, so, so a security guard is not a high paid work.
It is high paid.
It's not generally no. It could be there's in other words if the specialists in the chula whatever, right? First of
Yeah.
all, it depends if he's an armed guard or not an armed guard. It depends if, for example, it's a school that needs somebody who has clearances and this kind of thing. So it's different. But bichlal, a security guard who sits by the butke, and makes the round every once in a while. He doesn't. It's not a high paying job because
I
I'm
don't.
bottle.
I don't think. I don't understand.
I'm sitting here and read. I'm sitting here in the book. Give me mit Shulchan Aruch, reading most my learning Shulchan Aruch most of the day. Once in a while, somebody comes. I ask him for ways to show me ID.
What is something? There's a yid in. I don't know if he works anymore in Beis Rivka in Crown Heights.
Yeah,
His name is Morozov.
yeah. Which there's a lot of them.
Well, he's Moshe Morozov's. He's Avram Mayor's grandson. His mother was a mayor.
Oh, you're talking about Mendel.
In Crown Heights.
Yeah,
There's two. There's two in Crown Heights. No,
yeah. I think it's
three maybe.
two. Yeah.
There's one who used to do energy things. That's one
That's
guy.
so.
Not
This is the one I know. This is the one I was. This is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah,
yeah. Not. He has a brother
I know him very well.
who
Actually,
who
the brother I don't know.
a moiridige London. A moiridige London. He sits. He has a little Gemara with him, and he's there sitting the whole day. That's what he does. He's by Butkala, by the entrance of Beis Rivka and Lefferts. I don't know if he still does it, but I know because I had a granddaughter there. I used to pick her up. I'm telling you, I said, I was good with him. So I said, was du sagst, Baruch Hashem, ich gehe durch Shas, also. Mooi dikke dag, and he did.
By the way, Bichlal in this family,
Oh yeah,
they have like
his
unbelievable
uncle,
heads.
his uncle, Sholem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were you in sub 17 when he was around, or he was gone
No, not
already?
really, but I heard of him a lot.
Yeah, he was a walking computer.
It's funny. He's the
Tool.
one. He's the one. Somebody asked him because he had in Niglin Hasidis and what do you call it? Asked how do you what's it called? So he said I learned for 5 minutes.
5 minutes here, 5 minutes there.
Yeah, 5 minutes waiting for the bus, 5 minutes on the line for the store.
Yeah, but it's a huge masmid, true.
Yeah,
Eyes in a cup, not a joke. Eyes in a cup, literally. Real. I maybe there was one other I knew like that. Rabbi Srolapkovsky also, eyes in a cup.
yeah,
The one who's not the Rosh Hashiva of 770, one of the mashgichim there. Unbelievable
right.
head.
Yeah,
The Rebbe once asked him, what does he learn in Kohen? He told him a few blot a day, Gemara. He says, lernt sich 7 Blatt? 7 Blatt a day, he says. On him, the Rebbe could man, because, he knew who he was,
yeah.
He told him to learn 7 Blatt a day of Gemara, apart from what anything else he was doing.
Wow.
Uh,
But yeah, so a pale bottle,
yeah.
right? It's not going to be the same.
I don't understand the lotion over here. Habo ton lebo reikon.
Meaning a donkey driver who just shows up and doesn't have to load the donkey and doesn't have to step the donkey. It's not the same as one who had to do that work.
Yeah, so
That's by the donkey driver.
the reikon doesn't mean to say that he's not loaded. It means that he doesn't have to unload it.
No. The baton the barekan means there was when he came there was nothing to load. There was nothing.
What is he?
He showed up and there was nothing to load.
Oh, I mean, he showed up to load merchandise and take it.
Yeah. And there wasn't any merchandise.
Okay,
So
fine.
he's mamish reikon.
Very nice. Okay, now jetzt können wir lernen noch einmal Smeh. Yeah?
Yeah. Sme base.
Die Moshe aber weiß klum, das אפילו החזירון.
Yeah.
לפועל אחר,
Achra Mashicha.
אחר
Meaning he used it just to make a
המשך.
kinyan. He didn't do the Mashicha to keep it in it, to hold it, to like for security or something. He did Mashicha just for a kinyan.
ואיך שהמשיך לקניין, דאין יוכל לחזור זה בזה, אם לא פועל שחז"ל נוסנו רשוס לחזור אפילו באמצע המלאכה, כדי
Right, meaning
לקיים,
unless he's Aschiriyain.
וסיים בכתוב מורון, אפילו לפועל יוכל לעכב כלי אומנוסי, the schiriyoim, in other words.
Yeah.
ולצלם כשעדיין כלי אומנוסי לפועל ביודה, אבל בשאין לפני זה, דמיירי שאחר המשיח החזירו לפועל כוסף.
Right. So if you remember, just before, what did we say? We said that the guy can leave, but the balabas can hang on to his tools until the job is done. He says, he says that's when he did Mashiach and held, and he's still in possession of them. If he did Mashiach and gave it back to them, he can't now go and take them.
That's what it means.
Yeah, that no, not Atilika.
So when he says Mashenke Lifnei Zeh, the mighty means the previous case, right? So that he doesn't have the rights to take it away from the poil.
Right. So that we said that the guy could leave, but he can hang on to it. That's only when he left it by him.
Very nice. Okay, weiter. So this is important chiluk to remember.
Yeah. So now it is shach.
We finished. No. What? Oh, you don't want to finish the whole
it's on the same because it's on the same.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Good. Very good. Yes, the Moshach. begin ik b'shas. Perek dat de Moshach daarbij ve'veisi. Shom harbe peskim sirel merachi.
So the kids of the shach hold the shach paskins like this Yeshayim.
Yeah.
That the shach holds that moshach that moshach kliyumnus it's a kinyan.
The moshach chule afilu ichzirem lapoyo ach lemshicho the mechasher meshicha lekinyan.
Just like this man says, yeah.
ולא הפועל כוסף בהגום עם אריח. פרק אומנים. בדברי רבינו תם משמע לגמרי לא יוכל לחזור בוי בשום מומן. ואומר שעושה בוי מייסה קניין, it means to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By giving it to him, it's a meiser kinyan.
Yeah.
שם שאף על פי שהיסחי במלוכה לא חושב קניין, אלא במשיחה אוי קניין סודו, הכאן לשון. לא יצא להם דף אגב דעים, היסחי במלוכה יוכל לחזור בוי, ויהיה יודוי על התחתינו. כדי זה בשעה, זה כמובן סייב דו והוכה, לא מהנה אפילו אם יצא לי יש יודוי על התחתינו. זה also לא חושב.
Right, meaning here, it'll be like by David Avud. So according to he brings according to the time, it's not going to be, because remember, like, what do we say? A Kablan, he actually can retract. Elamai yodi ala tachtoino. He says if he made a kinyan, according to Agam Mariach, that if he made a kinyan, it's not even yodi ala tachtoino. It's imamish can't retract.
Who can retract?
The Kablan. The Kablan.
The Kablan's finished. He's dead dog.
What? No, the Kablan can't, even if he started, because that's the other, what's it called? He's talking about by a Kablan. By a Kablan, if he made a kinyan, if he was the Mashiach on his Klei Umnus, right? Not only the it's going to be more than Yodel. If he started the work, it's sort of like a kinyan, but it's not a kinyan mamish. and therefore he can still go back on it.
The
But
Kabbalah
what?
himself,
Since he's a Kabbalah, it's going to be Yodi ala Tachtaina. But according to this, he mamish can't retract if he made a kinyan.
we're talking about a Kabbalah, right? Who
Yeah.
made the kinyan over here? The Balabos made the kinyan.
The Mashiach on his kliyumnus.
Or the kliyumnus of the Kabbalah.
Yeah.
So then you can't retract. We know that. Now what?
No, so that's a chiddush, because usually if he didn't do Mashiach on his kliyumnus, if he, let's say he just started the work, he can retract only what Yodeh ala Tachtaina. Right? We said in a case where it's not Davar Avud, the Kabbalah can leave, but it's going to be Yodeh ala Tachtaina. We're going to assess according to how much it's going to cost to finish the job.
Prorating.
Right here, he says if there's a kinyan,
we're going to prorate the Kabbalah.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
So here, the Gam Mariach says that it's mashma from Rabbeinu Tam.
Yeah.
That's if he started the work. But if he did a Meshicha, it's not even prorated. You can't retract at all. There's no retracting. Period. Why? Because starting the work is not mamish akinyan. The Meshicha is mamish akinyan. So you're stuck. You got to do the work. You can't tell him, find somebody else and then deduct it from me.
But because
that's without a kinyan. You can do that. With a kinyan, again, this is the Hagam Mimariach talk on the mashmos of the Rabbeinu Tam. It doesn't mean everybody.
Well, that's very important. It's very important to bear it in mind.
Yeah. Also, Rabbeinu Baruch seems to hold that way.
שבוץ חבילו ציודוי במשיחס כלי אומנוס אין הפועל יוכל לחזור בוי אפילו לא יצלי יוסי תחתינה. He is talking about poil that it doesn't mean a poil, right? Here means
no, because a poil can always the poil that's only a kabbalah, because a poil can leave.
It must be a kabbalah over here.
Right, because the poil even with that kinyan can leave.
So when it sagt der poil, it means to sagen a kabbalah.
A kabbalah. He's talking about a kabbalah. He's not talking about a schiriyim. Yeah.
I'm saying that I just want to qualify that with you.
Right. It's and it's very we remember it's very confusing because he uses poil interchangeably, sometimes to mean either or sometimes to mean dafka schiriyim.
Yeah, because he assumes.
But here he's talking about because a schiriyim can we already established is avodim lay. He can, even with a kinyan mamish, even with a kinyan. He can retract and the yodei ala hilyona even with a kinyan.
Fine.
With a kablin, no kinyan, he can retract, but yodei ala tachtaina.
Yeah.
And according to this Rabbeinu Tam and this Rabbeinu Baruch,
yeah,
it would seem that he can't retract at all if he's a kinyan.
On a kablin.
Yeah, and let's just remember, this is the Hagam Mariach giving the mashmos to Rabbeinu Tam. It's not Lav Dafka. Is this the
Lav Dafka? Did we in the notes of the that we read yesterday? Did we have this at all? I don't remember him. This fine thing that because
I don't think so.
It's a big halacha. This.
Yeah, it's you're right. You did a kinyan. It changes the whole thing. Here.
It changes the whole thing. So nochmal,
especially according to this svara.
By kablan. So this is the way. By kablan, it depends. If there's no thing, right? If there's no. Okay, as well it does finished.
Yeah, if there's no kinyan. So you're going to be yodei ala tachtaina.
Yada Tachtoin basically in English means you prorate him. That's what it means.
Well, it's both of them you prorate. You prorate the Schid Yom also, but the difference is how you're going to prorate him. One of them is going to be prorated.
One is on the work,
one is
and
prorated
one
to
is on the
one is
hours.
prorated to his benefit, and the other is prorated to the Balabos's benefit.
What you mean the Schir Yom for his benefit?
He's prorated to his benefit. Whereas a Kablan is prorated to the Balabos's benefit.
Good.
They're both prorated, but they're prorated differently.
What's geht mit Ton?
Let's see. We are by Sme Gimel.
Let's do Gimel. Do you want to finish this now? I mean,
we're by Sme Gimel.
Do you want to get up till base or what?
Yeah, I think we should try to get to.
We should try our best, no? Because it's Ashod.
I think we can do it because we learned this already, so it's not going to take us long.
Okay, Chamorim, we just had, okay, Chamorim beloy motzu, loteram כשהפועל hoyo chamar, lehovi loy tvua, holach beloy motzo, כשהפועל hoyo roitze lachroi sadehu, holach umotzo locho, veino reuyo, oz lecharisha. שנסמל מים פירוש ואינו צורך.
It's all wet.
Yeah, so Mismar Mayim means you don't have to water it because it is right. In a good way. So
he's not bringing any chiddush. He's just it's just the
mefarish.
Yeah.
Im biker balabos melachtoi chula hainu sayruhu learo meurta hanizker bagimora vehatur loy kosu kan bekosu klola de dinim halolu. Eimas talinen ha'ikuv melocha bepoel oy balabos shirim shin lamedal sheyachel lezeh. Eimas benoisen lahem schoron kiven de balabais poisher ve'halicha he when he didn't check he was a poisher, right?
Right, he didn't check, so now he's out.
So that's why halicha he be'ascholas bemelocha. B'shumochem ein balabos yochel lachzer boy. ואם חויזר צורך לשם להם כפועל בוטל, again, ואף שאין לפועל פסיידה דמומן, מכוח חזור הזו, דאף שלא יהיו סוכרן לא יהיו להם אצל מי להסתכר וכו'. Still, כך הוא בטור בהדיה, בשם הראש, ולא what's Ein Shin? Because of the.
That's Yeshushan.
Yeah, Yeshushan, right. Because of the Chayev, Mishum de Gorem Lahem Hezek. Sheim lo hoyo soichron hu hoyu niskoren lacherem v'chayev medina de garmi.
Right.
זה אינוי וגם דבור סויסרין זה שבסעיף שאחר זה כוסה בהדיה שהוכו חייב להם הבעל הבית וגם וכהי גבנה. אין שם. אוקיי, פועל בוטל שאינו דוימה חולה, לא שנטור שומין מי שהזכיר עצמו למלוכה זו, וכן חמר שהזכיר חמוירוי להובי מוסוי כמה הוא רוצה לפתוח משכור לישב בוטל וליבו ריקון וכן ינקה לו מסחורי.
Right, so he's just explaining pshat. What's meant schar bottle?
Du musst wissen, dass so von der. Okay. באמת דברים שאין להם אלו תרומס בשלו, sorry, מיהו, שח now, שח. מיהו יוכל להקה בכלי ומנוסוי צריך לעיון. זה הנימוק יוסף פרק הזוהב, לא כוסוב אלו לדס הרשב"א, בהר"ן.
The Nimuki Yosef is very popular here, huh?
That's yeah. Because of the efsha the beshichas kli umnim loy mehane leinen the hakinin nigmer. V'sheyesh afarish אך בפרק הזוב, דמהנה משיחס כלי אומנס, לעניין שיוכל לעכב כלי אומנס, but not, אבל
Right. So
הפויס,
he's going the opposite, the other way. He's going, the kliumnus, it's not enough to make a kinyan on the Aveda. It's only to the inyan of being able to hold on to his kliumnus.
that's only by a soicher, but not by a kablan not.
By say either in this case, you could say.
Wow, so he argues.
He's saying that it's that it's not a kinyan for the work. Right before we said
the Smeh said that it is. The Smeh said it is for the kablan kinyan for the kablan to hold him down, but not for the soicher because of
right, and the Ramah seems to hold this way also.
The what?
Well, but the truth is, by the way, it is a kinyan for the seicher.
Why he can get away with it?
Right, only he can leave even though there's a kinyan.
Oh wow!
But really, it's the same meaning.
That what you're saying is
but
that
a seicher, even with a kinyan, can leave because of avodim loi.
Even that's the
but the kinyan's a kinyan.
Yeah, but it's not chal on him by stois.
It's chal in a sense. He's still bound by the thing, but he can jump ship anytime he wants.
Yeah, but he's saying it's not even chal.
Right. So here he's saying even for a kablan, he's saying Mashiach is not a kinyan. It's only a kinyan, the inyan that he could hold on to his klei umnus if he jumps ship.
על הפויס יוצאים לזה בהן משאיר את הכלי אומנס לקניין, ומפרשים אך דזו בקבלן דווקא, yes?
Right.
So he does concede to the kablan.
Well, he doesn't. Other poskim do.
Yeah, behem hayeshem shekosov harav.
Meaning, and they say that what it's talking about in Perek Azov, that's talking about.
So according to לדidhu, יש לו מקשה, שכיר יוים, אינו יוכל לעכב הכלי אומנוס כלל. ואף שיש לו שמוידים בזה בחוץ לאינך פויסקים מקומוקם, מנהל להו, וגם מן הסבור הנראה שכיוון שיוכל להחזר בוי ואין כאן קניין, לא מיעכב כלי אומנוסי.
Right, there's no kinyan. If there's no kinyan, so what grounds does he have to? He's saying, it's not a kinyan for the work, but it's a kinyan to be. Wait a second. If it's, hang on a second. If it's not a kinyan for the work, how are you telling me it's a kinyan? So what right does he have to hold his kliumnos?
Mona ein kan, mashkin ein kan, right?
Right. There's nothing. It isn't garnished.
Garnished. Begin mashme beteisves perikam de kedushin dav ches reish amad beis ein shom. Vedoch ktat. Vehochi mashme nami mashkosu vateisves harosh veaguda perek azov stam gabe moshach kli umnus. דזכיר יום יוכל לחזור בוי, ולא יקוסו דקומוקם יוכל הבלבייס עקב כלי אומנוס. אלא משמע סביר יוכל לחזור לגמרי. ואף אגב, שכוסף הוא עדים הרב המגיד פרק טס, בסחירוס בשן רמב"ן, ורשב"א כשבו חבילויסו להיות דוי, אפילו בדובר שאינו עובד, סויכל עליהם אוי מתון עד כדי החבילו, ומביא ביצות ויש לו מלמד דווקא בקבלן, כיוון שאי אפשר שלא יוכל להחזיר בו. So is he noita a little bit to this or not? Or it's only saying according to them?
I think he's saying according to them.
Inami harashbe letime mit ozel kemashkos nemukayos perek zov bishmoy beken yesh loimer hu das ramban mashen ke leshar poiskim kemashkosavti beken mashma lecha. So you see, like you said, it's only according to the Ramban and not according to everybody else.
Right.
And mashma lecha kebrucham. Sifkov Tes?
It's what do you call it's a perik somewhere. I forget what it is though.
Reish Chelik Gimel. בתחילת כוסף סתם מדברי הראש, ואחר כך כוסף יש מהגדולים שכוסף שאף על פי שהפועל יוכל לחזור עם מושך כלי ומנוסו יקונו אויסו וכו'. משמע לכאורה דלגבי ראש וסייעתו שהביא מתחילה לסו להי דינה. That you're allowed to keep the kliumnus.
Yeah.
You see, he's not contending the shach. The impression I'm getting is he's not contending the fact in the case of a kablan that you should be allowed to use the kliumnus because you have a kinyan. You have a
Right.
kinyan. You have a hold on him, right? You made a kinyan.
Yeah.
He's a kablan. He's not going anywhere. So
Right.
why are you allowed to use the kli? He has to use a kli, but on the soicher you're not tying him down with anything. So why should you be allowed to use a kli? You let him go. You let his kli go.
Right.
That's the pshat. No, that's the way I understand it.
Right.
ויש מקדמים שכוסו יפה
And also,
בשפועל יוכל
and
לחזור,
furthermore, the problem is,
אם משה כלי נוסו יקל, בדין שדי על זה.
since the Schir can go back on it, can go back on it. So how are you saying he can hold his things? If that means the Kenyan was worthless if that's the case.
But then he says, ואחר כוסף שיש מקדמים שכוסו שאף על פי שהפועל יוכל לחזור, אם משה כלי נוסו יקל אויסוי. משמע לכאורה, דברי הראש, שסייעתו שהבים בתחילה לסו להידין.
Right, and not like
כדאי
the
לחלוק כדברי הרב, right? בכמוקם, אני לפי ידעתי שירשמיים יחמיר בדובר יחד להפועל שלו. אוי, 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 אוי. So here the Shach argues on the Ramo. ואם ביקר בעל הבית מלאכתו יחולו על ein leil simen shin lamedal lekamon shin lamedal seib base noitlehem schoron kiven shbalabais poisher velicha hi ke scholas bemelocha. Remember we did this yesterday. Shomachim in a balabais yochel lachzer boy veim chazer boy tzorich leshalem leha ke poil bottle.
Right. Right. Once they show up, it's Haskalas Malacha. So now it's not the same story.
Okay, but im chazer boy tzorich leshalem leha ke poil bottle ואף שאין לפועל פסיידה דמומן מכוח הזור הזו, אף שלא יהיו סויכרן, לא יהיו להם אצל מי להסתכל.
Right, we're talking about a case. They didn't have other work lined up. So why should he have to? No, because there was Aschalas Malacha.
וכך עושה בטור בהדיה בשם הראש, ולא כאירשושן שכוסו דחי משום דגורם להזק, דאם לא יהיו סויכרן היו נזכרם לאחרים, וחייב מדינו דגרמי.
No, he says no. It's not so here. Even they didn't go to the job. You have, but they went to the job. It's different. There's ascholas melacha, and therefore even without we don't need the din in the garmi here for that.
Yeah. וגם דבר סויס מזעזע, בסביב זוכר דקות זה בהד של חייב להם לבלבוס, גם לשון בטוק ורק עד לא שנסמה. ודברים נכונים לדינו, אך אין כאן הסוגה על האישושן. והרי כוסף התויסוס והראש, הטור שעל פויסקים דהולכו אורכה דמילסה נוקת, דמסתמה כשלא יהולכו מוצאים להסתכל, וכשהולכו אין מוצאים.
Right, meaning he's Milsa, even though Taka, it's true, but they were talking a regular situation. Had they not come to your farm to work, they would have found work in the city. Now that they came, so it's the same thing in the Milsa Urcha.
Right. גם הישושן כאן אורכה דמילסה נוקת וכאן להומן.
That's the usual way it happens. Is if they came to your farm or your factory and they showed up. Well, now, had you told them before, they would have gone straight to the market. They would have found another job. But really, they agree. They agree also that it's
And it's quite bottle. How do you? There's a formula how to do this. Shomin mashe hiskir atzme lemeloch hazu kama hayirot lepoches mischore leshe bottle v'cheninake.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know why? Why don't you just ask Stam Schar Bottle? No, because he has a chance to make money. You're
Right.
menakef from, you know what I'm saying? From the goof of what he could have done from
Right.
that to nothing.
Right. What he's actually doing. Yeah.
I think that's to his benefit, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the Mendel. Mitzvah Shem Morgan, same time, same channel, 6:30.
Yeah. Mitzvah Hashem. No, tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow is the shear at 8.
He
So
gives a shir. He's giving a shir tomorrow.
Chazar shear. Yeah. He's continuing the Chazar. He's giving a Chazar shear tomorrow.
Do you have any time at all in the morning?
In the morning. Tomorrow's what?
Not that I have, but I because I'm desperate to finish base. That's all.
Yeah. Let's see.
Or at what number can I be in contact with you? You don't have to answer me now.
You know what? Base is very short, really.
Huh?
Base is there's not so it's not so much to it. Gimel is long. But yeah, base is pretty short. We could probably we could
Okay.
probably at any point.
Okay.
We could probably find the time and just finish base.
Yeah, like we could do that an hour, probably, no? Or half an hour even.
Yeah. See, this is we're addicts. Wait, just base. We just it's
You know, I said, you know,